Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the Spiritual Ranch and the other side of the mountain. Welcome to our channel. I'm Sesho Shesh Not No Way, the Off-Grid Oracle. And welcome to what it is, because it really is what it is right now. It really is. And so, I don't know. Put in the comments. That's what I want you guys to do, is to put in the comments the positive change that you see right now in your lives, like the big ones, like the big things that are popping. Because I know collectively that's the kind of energy that we should be in, for sure. Like, because that's what's being offered to us by spirit, by God, by the universe, because everything around us is changing. And so I would like to know in the comments, honestly, just because, we got about a little group of y'all, what was there, 20 or 30, 25, 30 of us, right? I'd say 30, maybe 40, that kind of, that tune in regularly here to the messages or whatever. And so with you guys, like, I want to know, like, what is it? Because we've been struggling, and so you even put a comment on like what that struggle's been for you, because or you don't even have to get super personal, but you could just say, yeah, the struggle's real, but my life's improving in this way, because that's, I think, what we really need to be focusing on. And you could even just do it in the same way that we read the tarot, by referring to the energies that you're working with, and so we all know who's who in our story and how our story works, right? But it's important right now. It's important right now that we acknowledge what's good coming in our lives. What makes us very powerful. And so it's like, whatever it is, transmute it, keep transmuting. I think it's transmuted at this point. And so now it's like, we got to see the value of that new metal that we created, essentially, because we've taken all that, it's like we've really had to refine ourselves and bring ourselves into that pure form that is the divine light that we shine in. And so now we got that opportunity ahead of us. But it's based out of rolling the joint. It's that chicken and waffles. So I keep saying, chicken waffles for breakfast, chicken and waffles for lunch, snack time. So anyways, our energies have been really good. We've been really blessed right now. We're getting blessed. That's what I'm trying to say. I know there's blessings. Like, we've been on this journey, and we continue to resonate with each other because we are on that same collective consciousness, And so I just kind of would like to hear that, because I don't know. I just think it's good. It's good right now for us to manifest, to kind of vocalize the positivity that we have in our lives and focus on that. This sounds like a log truck. No, not a log truck. Dodge Ram. The log trucks, like, they get really loud. It's like they kind of sound like that, but they're from a distance. Like, you'll hear them coming. They're like loud, and then when they go by, it's like a freight train. They're like, rah, It's like, boom. Yeah, I had one that followed me up in here this afternoon, this morning. When I was coming in, he got behind me. I beat him. Usually the log truck guys, they're really early, so he must have got a late start. I got a little earlier start too, though. But I was working on my pickup yesterday, and I was trying to find a reason. It was I ended up finding it was like a little hard plastic tube that wasn't seated properly, so it was kind of having a vacuum leak, and that really helped. I cleaned the throttle body up really good and everything. And so it's been running really good. But like what it was doing in the past is, like, if I pulled over and stopped, and like sometimes it would idle really rough, but if I put it in park, like, it'd clear up. Or sometimes it'd be clear, but if I put it in park, it'd idle really rough. It was like doing strange behavior. And so I was testing it on the way home, and I kept jamming out in front of this log truck driver. I think he thought I was a little crazy. But my little pickup's running good. I'm stoked on that. That was a freebie, I gotta love them freebies. A couple $100 a part. Good to go. I live in the Wild West, though, so things are a little different out here. Bam, Queen of Swords, man. That swords energy. Whew, whew, you guys, we got it out there. We have our sword out there, but you know, we're the energy that we're holding it in is very different, you know, and so stick with that program, because like we had that King of Swords too, yeah, because see, it's changing right now for us, you know. We don't have to fight battles anymore, you know. It's like we're on our throne, and it kind of like when you have that power of the truth like that, you're in charge of armies, kind of, you know, right, you know, right. And we got the Page of Swords on the bottom of the deck, or the Page of Swords that popped out right there. The Page of Swords and the Page of Wands, and so Page of Swords, the Page of Wands. Page of Swords would be like, I mean, honestly, we keep talking about this. I keep talking about this. It's the reset. Like, these energies are the reset, you know? And so it's like we're having an opportunity to really not sit on that throne, like as the Queen of Swords, with animosity. See, this is what we're trying to be led towards, is like being able to really start again, but start again and really leave that baggage behind us, you know, leave that shit behind us that we've kind of carried, that we've always felt like we had to defend a little bit, you know, that wasn't like, didn't really allow us to lead our kingdom from a place that's like real has a lot of self-love, okay? Because like the Queen of Swords sometimes is like overthinking things and maybe trying to process a lot of damage. Here comes lots of, I don't know, the other trick was louder, huh? I don't know. Anyways, that's us, you know, really trying to just process, like I said, starting this new beginning, but from a place that has a lot of childish, like a child at heart, you know. It's like they want us to have a child at heart in the way that we approach the world right now, because they want us to feel renewed, you know. What's the point of a reset if you don't feel renewed after that reset, you know? Because we have also the 8 of coins and the Lovers in on the bottom of the deck, see? And that's exactly that, because that Lovers, that's a period of time where we're doing that work right there that Spirit's asking us to do, the Most High. And so in order to see ourselves fully in the world that's around us, and to see everything in our own light, even if it's vastly different from us, kind of like the masculine and the feminine are, you know. And so until you can see both, see both of those energies within your own kingdom, which is what Father's trying to get us to understand by giving us that opportunity to work on ourselves, which is a period of time where we were in like isolation, is what I would say, is what I will say, you know, because like the energy of the Lover's card is what's happening internally inside that being of the World card that's in the wreath, you know. And so it's like these energies are in that wreath that is you, you know, because like your skin is only the shell of the internal universe that you exist in entirely. And they're trying to get you to understand this, you know. They want us to understand that fully, right? And for some, that's really hard work to do, but for others, it's not as hard. And for some, it's the easy shit to do, you know. And for us, it always has been easy, but this world works against us diligently to make it as difficult as possible, okay? And we can't resent them for that now, because as we start out brand new, you know, where we didn't see ourselves, we start to, right? And we know what we have to offer, see? And we don't have to work in a manner that is defensive, or in a manner that is too self-involved. Like, we could grow up and we could appreciate the world that's around us and not feel resentful, right? And that's real growth. That's real self-understanding. And that's where we get that passion for life, you know? And we're able to move forward into our pursuits and become a knight, right? That's a reset. You know, it's kind of like, best way to describe it would be if like you're doing time, you know, say you're doing time, right? And you're like cruising along, and so you got 300 days to do it, and you got down to like 200, and they're like, up, reset, you know. Well, reset would mean you start all over again. you know what I'm saying? Really, you know what I'm saying? I mean, really, okay? And so, yeah, it's like that, but it's not as extreme. Okay, that was an extreme example just to get it's like it's reset, you know. It's like boom, right? We got to start all over again. But that's a great opportunity for an individual who's done that healing to have a reset, you know, because it's like you get another shot at it, you know, basically. And so it's like we're all doing time, you know, in the sense of that our spirits are down here right now, kind of in that gulag where they don't belong, you know, definitely, right? And so it's like we're all here to experience that growth and like get them great resets, you know. And so, man, everybody must be mobile at lunchtime. It's lunchtime right now. And so, good work, us chosen ones. Excellent work, you know. And brand new beginnings. I mean, that's great, you know. It really is. Like, I mean, come on, you know. Wouldn't everybody doesn't everybody want to have like I'm not going to say to be young again, but to have a second shot at like youthful exuberance, you know, because life could really hammer you down a lot of times, you know. It can really hammer you down. Wham. Yeah, keep you on that grind, you know, where you don't ever get to see yourself enough, where you can't really be excited about who or what you are or where you're going because you just got your head down trying to make them pinnacles, you know. And that's a difficult lifestyle sometimes. But when we set ourselves free, we no longer become codependent on the things that bind us to earth realm, you know. And that's when we start to realize who we are and what we are as a fragment of our higher self right here, trying to ascend, you know, to become again starseed, you know, and the maker thereof, right? Boom. Ace of Pentacles. And so with these new beginnings, our intelligence is gonna rise. This guy has a nice truck right here. He's an old timer too, man. You can always hear him coming. He has his snow tires. Man, he's got a nice ride. It's like black 80s, like late 80s. It's gasoline though. I don't think it's diesel. I like the diesels, you know. But still, it's a nice ride. Bam, Empress, you know. I don't know. A lot of traffic at lunchtime. I'm like right here, you know. It's like I feel really funny when I'm doing the tarot reads, because when they see me reading the cards and talking to my phone, I don't know, they think I'm crazy. Ooh, here we go, bam, you guys see we're stepping into it right there, you know. And it's not a stinking pile of shit too. That's Emperor and Empress energy as these lovers heal. See. And so when we have that self-worth, that empire, like I've been talking about, that empire, right? That ride, like that nice ride, right? We got that ride, you know? And we got the fully equipped ride. Like we got the fucking hot outside, we got the hot inside, we got everything fixed up, tuned up, ready to go, you know? Even if it's a classic ride, right? Either way, it's a hot ride. And so it's like Emperor and Empress energy, you know. So it's like, bam, we rule our empire. And our empire has a lot to offer us, you know. This is what we're doing right now. It's been a long time coming. Like we've been really trying to get here, you know. And so a long time, eons. It's been a long time. Things are coming to a head like they never have came to a head, globally speaking. And so it's no nonsense right now with with those two coming out on split like that, those two together with the Lovers card. It's like growth to the extreme, exponential growth. That's exponential growth right there. Started within, it's like it started within and then it went without and then it went all the way to the top, you guys. And so that's us ascending, but now we're there, and we're sitting on our throne and we're and we're the morning star, and we're the bringers of light, and the world is ready for it. It's kind of like that, you know. I mean, honestly, it's like in the Bible when they say that like God's gonna come here, and then it's like that we'll be, all of us will be, you know, the chosen ones are gonna be like the groom, you know, like that we'll be ready, and we'll be prepared to receive that, you know. And so it's like that's where we're at right now, is that we're ready to, we're fertile for the next understanding, the next knowledge, the next higher awareness that that Father is gonna bring, and you know, that Father God, Mother God are gonna bring to us now here on Earth realm. You know, it's like we're gonna be, you know, everybody. It's not like it's just gonna be this like cataclysmic moment, you know, where it's like all of a sudden, you know, here comes like spaceships, or here comes like, you know, whatever, you know, God, like I don't even know what people imagine, you know. It's kind of wild, you know. Like, but it's just gonna be that we're gonna slowly start to understand things differently, because we have to. It's the way God works. It's the way the Spirit works, you know. It's like we evolve, you know, and like we develop the strengths where we need to develop the strengths, because it's like we spiritually acknowledge where we're weak, you know. And that's something that we're starting to really have to do, because our strengths, a lot of the things that we have considered our strengths, have also made us very weak, you know. And so it's only natural that we're gonna have to change that shit, you know. You know. And so God's gonna help us. They're gonna help us to have that awareness by having a better emotional understanding of honestly the emotional vibration of earth beneath our feet, you know. Like, it's what it is. Like, we're gonna start to understand how God loves us through that frequency, and that if we understand that frequency, we have a better understanding and a higher awareness of how to love each other, you know. It's guidance. And that's also that great big hug from Father God that I always talk about, and a blessing from Father God. And that's them telling us, hey man, good work, child, we love you. And then you're my emperor and my empress. I mean, bam. I mean, damn, dude. Seriously, like rapid growth, you know? Rapid growth right now. Ascension. Yeah, that one wants to come out, see? And separation from the things that don't serve us, though, you know, because this is not like this. Some people say it's a church, but a church would never put pinnacles unless they're honest, completely honest about what's going on behind them church walls. They wouldn't put pinnacles in their windows, you know. So this church right here, I guess they're honest, but they ain't God fearing like that, you know. They're there to collect tithe or whatever, you know. They're there to collect their coin, and that's because it is the Church of Mammon, you know, and it only exists, you know. I mean, come on, you know, it's just what it is, right? And it's like, I also like how it's like all black, like the walls all black, because that's like that big black box or whatever where they say they buried Abraham, you know, that where they got like that rocket or whatever, that meteorite. And it's just like, so, I don't know, it's just so appropriate, right? And so that's us turning our back towards, we'll say, the Abrahamic way of thinking, you know, because that's destroying our world. And Mammon, you know, that supports it. They coexist together. Church, the mind control through church and state is collapsing. It's falling on its head, and there's going to be a rise of some new leadership, you know. It's going to be grassroots leadership right now, you know, that has the foolishness and the willingness and that faith to follow the Most High, and let the Most High lead, guide, and direct you. And so this world's getting ready to change, you guys. It is, you know, and it's, yeah, man, it's God ordained, dude. What the hell? Every time, and I'm serious too, go back and look at my reads, but like every time I say the world, almost, and almost every single read that I've done too lately, and the star card, of course, that world, I say the world, or I say anything like, oh, the world is going to change, right? Boom, and that world card pops, bam, you know. But this time, yeah, it popped with God. I said God ordained, you know. It's like the world's going to change, and it went bam, you know. So it's not just going to be in our lives. We are the morning stars and the bringers of light. Like you have to accept this shit. Or I'm just going to keep pounding it out there. I'm just going to keep putting it out there because I see a lot of like real karmic readers out here who do the same thing, and they're reading really karmic energies, and it's just karmic nonsense. But it's like the same read time again, which I try not to be that so redundant, you know. But I'm not being karmic. I'm encouraging you guys to take advantage of these energies right here. That's the Hierophant. That's God on earth. And they're seeing you as the star of the show. Come on, you know. Emperor and Empress. Hierophant with the World card. King of Cups, you know. And we've seen the High Priestess many times earlier with the Lovers, right? Bam. And that's just total growth too, you know, because we trusted God. And so we're doing it. You know, you're doing it, right? Your empire is aligning, you know. It's like that's what ascension is when we align fully inside of ourselves. We step away from the confusion of them 7 cups right there, because them 7 cups caught everybody else so blinded that they can't step into that Emperor Empress energy and have total control over their empire right now, because there's a clashing of childish minds. There's a clashing of it's like everybody's demoted themselves and they want to stand in that confusion and fight for whoever's on top. But it's like, if everybody's fucking been demoted, then who gives a fuck who's on top? Easily step away from that struggle and rise above it. And the way that we do that is that we pull ourselves out of that confusion that they've kept us in with them 7 cups, hoping, wishing, thinking that we can have all these things that God has already told us that don't serve you. You know, that's why it's up there in the fucking sky, and you gotta be in your shadow over here, hoping, wishing, praying with your dick in your hand, and you ain't gonna have none of that shit because it ain't gonna serve you. And so we're no longer confused by that anymore, by going into ourselves here and accepting this 2 cups right there, you know. And so now we practice the golden rule, and we know that if we give on to others that which others give on to us, then that's what we also will receive. But we know that those gifts that we're going to give are not from them 7 cups, nor will they fill them 7 cups, that they come from our internal kingdom right here, where we've healed in this Lover's cards energy and became the Emperor and the Empress right here. Huh? Savages. Savages. Really, seriously, with the Star card, the Hierophant, and the World card right here, that's full ascension into your higher self, or ordained by God. God has kissed you on the forehead and put their sword of truth on your back and says, you're my warrior now, you know. I fucking love you, because you've never been confused by that fucking world. You're able to see yourself through the fucking mire. You're able to see yourself through the guise. You're able to see yourself through the lies that they've been telling you. You've been able to see yourself through the fucking matrix. You took a bite out of that steak and you said, you know what? This steak ain't real. I don't give a fuck. I can't settle for anything less. And that's when you became yourself, your whole ass motherfucker who's everything true. And you walked right through them fucking prison walls into a brand new fucking empire that's yours, that you rule, that you have total control over, you know. You took that leap of faith right there, and you took that cup that God was offering you, which was your Ace of Cups, which is your self-worth, your self-love, and it turned into 3 cups of joy. Bam. And so you're a happy emperor. You know? You're a happy emperor. And you're fully clothed in the truth, you know? Whether you're walking naked or not, you can carry a fig leaf or no, you know, you don't need a fig leaf, because you don't need to impress upon anybody that you are anything other than what you are. And so they can look at you fucking naked and know that you're a fierce knight in armor, you know, that you're a war king, that you're a savage ass emperor, you know. Empress. Yeah. Fucking, we pass judgment. Okay. And what do you got to do? There's a 10 of swords right there too, the reverse. But what do you got to do to get through to the next step, right? Okay, and so a reset, we get an opportunity to reset. We get a reset, right? Well, that's awesome, and that means we're gonna wipe your slate clean, child, and we're gonna see what you could do now, starting at 0, starting with that Fool card, you know, starting at 0, and then you're gonna go all the way to the top. Yeah, fuck yeah, hell yeah, you guys, peace out.